Hello, welcome to chemistry course. Next we are moving into unit 1, chemical energetics and ionic equilibria 1. Chemical energetics, nothing but we are going to study thermodynamics and thermochemistry in this heading, and ionic equilibria 1, which is also associated in the unit 1. These two topics are present in the unit 1 according to university syllabus. First I am moving into ionic equilibria 1, and after that I take ionic equilibria 2, then chemical equilibrium, followed by lastly thermodynamics. In this way I have planned physical chemistry topics. Let's move on to first one, ionic equilibria 1. In this topic you are going to learn what are electrolytes, degree of ionization, and factors affecting on degree of ionization, ionic product of water, ionization of weak acid and weak bases, pH scale, and lastly we focus on common ion effect. These are all topics which are present in ionic equilibria 1. Let's move on to topic first, electrolytes. Water soluble substances are distinguished as electrolytes or non-electrolytes. If any substance we dissolve in water, here water we call it as solvent and the substance we call it as solute. Let's take it is a soluble substances. Sometimes what happen, the solute may ionizes in solvent or it may not be ionizes. If it is ionizes, which conducts electricity, if does not ionizes, it do not conduct electricity. Based on this concept, the solutes classified into two types, that is electrolytes, non-electrolyte. Which substances we call it as electrolytes are the substance which ionizes and conducts electricity, and those substances we call it as electrolytes. When it comes to non-electrolyte, the substance which dissolves in the solvent which do not conduct electricity, and this we call it as non-electrolyte. When it comes to electrolyte, again it is classified into two, strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. We know that all the substances cannot ionize 100% or equally it cannot ionize. Depends upon degree of ionization. Again these are classified into two types, strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. The electrolytes are a substance that forms ions in a solution which conduct an electric current. These we call it as electrolytes. A non-electrolyte is a compound that does not conduct an electric current either in aqueous solution or in the molten state, that we call it as non-electrolyte. Let's take an example for electrolyte. Sodium chloride. When it is dissolved in water, it dissociated as a ions Na plus Cl minus, which conducts electricity due to the migration of ion. When it comes to non-electrolyte, let's take a sugar or glucose. These substances which does not ionize in water, which are dissolved in water but which does not undergo ionization, and these are not conduct electricity, and these we call it as non-electrolyte. Sugar, urea, these are an example for non-electrolyte. Again the electrolyte is classified into two types, strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. A strong electrolyte is a substance that gives a solution in which almost all the molecules are ionized. That means if I take a electrolyte AB which completely ionizes and gives A plus and B minus. Let us assume this is almost completely 100% ionization, and those substances we call it as strong electrolytes. And these strong electrolytes are good conductors of electricity and which is having high value of equivalent. These are good conductors and which is having high value of conductance. Which shows high value of conductance even at low concentration. These are called strong electrolyte. Example for strong electrolytes are strong acids, which acts as a strong electrolytes. Examples HCl, HBr, Hi, H2SO4, HNO3. This all comes under strong electrolyte. All strong acids are strong electrolytes. All strong bases are strong electrolyte like NaOH, KOH, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide. These all strong bases are strong electrolyte. The salt of strong acid and strong bases which are also act as a strong electrolyte. Let's take NaCl, KCl. These salts which are act as a strong electrolyte. So these cases we can see complete ionization. Let's move to weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte is a substance that gives a solution in which only small proportion of the solute molecules are ionized. If I take a electrolyte AB which undergo ionization with less extent, that means most of the undissociated concentration will be there compared with the dissociated, and these we call it as weak electrolyte. Due to this dissociation is less, the equivalent conductance value for these electrolytes are low. So we can observe low value of conductance. Example for these weak electrolytes are all weak acids. Weak acids are weak electrolytes. In this weak acid, all organic acids are weak acid. Like acetic acid, oxalic acid. All weak bases are weak electrolytes like a ethylamine, methylamines. Organic amines which are weak bases and weak electrolytes. And some salts like lead acetate, mercury chloride, like these salts also weak electrolyte. So these cases we cannot observe 100% ionization. This is about the electrolytes. So solute may be electrolyte or non-electrolyte. Electrolytes again classified into two types, strong and weak electrolytes. Let's move on to other topic, degree of ionization. Degree of ionization or degree of dissociation, which is usually represented by alpha. It is defined as the fraction of the total molecule ionized is called the degree of ionization. Let's take a electrolyte AB, which is dissolved in water and it is ionized and formed a ionic equilibrium. Let us assume AB electrolyte AB, which is dissociated A plus and B minus, and which is established equilibrium between the undissociated versus dissociated. Now, what is the degree of ionization? It is a fraction of the total molecule which is ionized to the initial concentration, that we call it as degree of ionization, that is alpha equal to amount of dissociate, how much it is dissociated, to what is the initial concentration, initial concentration, which gives degree of dissociation value. The importance of degree of ionization value is it tells us how much ionization is taking place a particular substance. That information we get from alpha value. Alpha value is high, that means amount of dissociation percentage is high. If alpha value is less, that is initial concentration, which means the undissociated substance is more in that solution. Sometimes we write this data in terms of percentage also, percentage of degree of ionization or percentage of degree of dissociation is equal to amount of dissociated by initial concentration into 100. So when we multiply this with 100, we get a percentage of degree of dissociation. Let's take example. For example, AB, I have a 50 molecule and all 50 are dissociated. Means amount of dissociated is 50, and what initially we have taken 50. 50 by 50, it is 1. And when we multiply with 100, it is 100%. Means all the molecules are dissociated. This is the value we get from degree of ionization, whether the substance is undergoing how much percentage or how much degree of ionization it is taking place in the particular solvent, which can be expressed by degree of ionization data. What are all factors which influence the degree of dissociation or degree of ionization? So the degree of dissociation of an electrolyte in solution depends upon mainly 4 factors. The first one is nature of solute. Second factor, concentration of solute. Third factor, nature of the solvent. And the last factor, temperature effect. Let's take first one, nature of solute. The nature of solute is the main factor which determines its degree of ionization in solution. When we are taking solute, if it is an electrolyte, there are 2 types of electrolytes. One is strong electrolyte, another one is weak electrolyte. Strong electrolyte, it ionizes or it is completely dissociate. If it is dissociate completely, then the ion concentration increases, then alpha value increases. That means the alpha which is depends upon which type of electrolyte we are using. If strong electrolyte is present, the degree of dissociation value will increase. If weak electrolyte is present, the degree of ionization of weak electrolyte, it is less, it is feebly dissociated, and due to this alpha value decreases for weak electrolyte. Concentration effect on degree of ionization. When it comes to concentration, one is high concentration, another one is low concentration, we call it as dilute solution. So what happen here, dilute solution case alpha value is increases because in the dilute solution the ratio of solvent molecule to solute molecule is large, and due to great number of solvent molecule, and this solvent molecule will separate more molecule of solute into ions. As a result, alpha value is increases for dilute cases. When it comes to high concentration, alpha value decreases because the ratio of solute and solvent molecule, in these cases the solute molecule is more and the separation will be less, and due to that degree of ionization decreases, alpha value decreases. The next one is nature of the solvent. How the nature of solvent affect degree of dissociation. When it comes to solvent, we have two types of solvent. The solvent which is having high dielectric constant value, and the other one is low dielectric constant value. When we dissolve solute in high dielectric constant value, the ionization will be more. Ionization increases. Once ionization is increases, the degree of ionization also increases. Let's take a high dielectric constant solvent, water, which is having 80.4 dielectric constant at 20 degrees, which is having very high dielectric constant value. What happens if I take a sodium chloride? If I dissolve it in water, it completely ionizes. The water is having dipole which interacts, the negative pole of the water molecule interacts with the sodium positive ion, and the positive pole of the water molecule which interacts negative species, and due to this ions are separated. So the solvent is having high dielectric constant value which increases alpha value, degree of ionization. The solvent which is having low dielectric constant value, the degree of ionization of particular substance is less, and due to this alpha also decreases. For example, if I take diethyl ether which is having a dielectric constant of 4.33, if we dissolve any solute in this low dielectric constant value solvent, the degree of ionization of solute will be less, alpha also less value we observe. This is about nature of the solvent. The last one is temperature. Ionization is an endothermic process which gives ions and which is favorable at high temperature. Higher the temperature, greater the dissociation. If dissociation is increasing, alpha value increases. So temperature increases, ionization increases, and alpha value increases. At high temperature, the molecular velocity overcome the force of attraction between the ions, and consequently the dissociation is great. So these are the factors which affects degree of dissociation.